Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video with Tank Reaper today on World Tanks Console. That's right, boys and girls, we're on here. We're covering the Panzer 35T for the Germans, Tier 2 light tank. But actually, before we get into the tank review, I actually want to talk about a few other things. I didn't get to upload this video and my Path of Titans video last night. Due because it was too late. By the time I got done editing, would have done both videos. I only had the Path of Titans video already done, so I still had to do the tank video. But by the time I would have got done with that, then editing, and then send them to my USB, and then send them to YouTube, it was already late. So I decided we'll post them both tonight. So we're here doing this. But let's get right into the action of this little tank. Let's see some of the stats of this tank, take it out in a battle, and let's see what it can do. First off, with the standard ammunition, the AP rounds gets 42 meters of penetration, the APCR gets 74 meters of penetration, and the HE gets 18 meters of penetration. Damage is 40 for both AP and APCR, and 45 for HE. Hit points is 180, max speed is 40 miles per hour, view range is 326, and concealment is 328. So pretty much decent, I guess you could say, at this tier. It's a tier 2 tank. It was in the tech tree, so it does get an option of 3 different guns. You get the 3.7 centimeter KWK 34T L40. The rate of fire is 28.99. Accuracy 100 meters is 0.47. Damage is 40. Penetration is 40. Then you get 72 rounds of this. Next gun, which is basically a flak gun. Well, not basically, it is a flak gun. It's the 2 centimeter flak 38. The rate of fire is 136.05. The accuracy 100 meters is at 0.44. Damage is 11. Of course, it's a auto flak gun. And then the penetration is 39. And it gets 300 rounds, which, you know, it's an auto cannon. So yeah, it's better. The rate of fire of the good gun, though, or I should say the good gun, is a 3.7 centimeter KWK 38T L47 gun. The rate of fire is 28.99. The accuracy at 100 meters is 0.40. And it gets 72 rounds. We already talked about the penetration and the damage of this main caliber gun. This is actually the gun I would actually more likely use. Yes, you get a lot more better of rate of fire with this, but the accuracy is horrible, the damage is horrible, the penetration is just horrible in that gun as well. So I would just go for the top gun. My equipment, I put improved ventilation, crew performance 5%, track system max speed 10%, chassis and hull rotation speed 10%, and also advanced powertrain max speed 5% and horsepower 5% as well. My concealment, we put repair kits, first aid, and fire extinguisher. And I put around 62 rounds of AP, 5 rounds of APCR, 5 rounds of HE. Never know when you're going to need them. The commander, I'm always going to go over the commander. We get rapid loading, 10% increase to gun reload speed, camouflage express, 10% increase to your vehicle's camouflage factor when you're on the move. So that's pretty good. And we're back to the garage. Let's talk about the armor. I mean, it's a light tank, like I've always said. These things are light tanks. Mostly down here at this tier, the armor sometimes don't matter, but sometimes it does in some regards. Of the German tier 2 premium Panzer 38H, which is pretty much ridiculous with its armor, but you know, it is what it is. Centered off 6 meter thickness, which it's nobody's gonna be shooting at that. There's nobody's gonna be shooting at that little bit right there. Sorry for that. That's my phone. Then 8 meter thickness, which is the belly of the tank. All these little flaps right above the tracks, as you can see there. If you could shoot there, but there's no need. There's really no need. Then the roof, which is the turret of the commander's cupola, and the turret itself and the hull is all 8 meter thickness as well. 10 meter thickness, which is the gun, the sides of the gun, the tracks, and that little bit in the front of the tank, as you can see there, is also 10 meter thickness, which the tracks, again guys, act like space armor, so anything like HE will not really do completely huge damage towards that, so you're going to have to shoot somewhere you're trying to shoot HE, shoot anywhere else that doesn't have tracks. 12 meter thickness, which is the gun mantlet right there, as you can see, left and right, and actually more of the rear of the engine and the lower graces of the rear of the tank as well. Then you get around 16 meter thickness, which looks like the sides of the turret and the rear of the turret and the sides of the hull, and that middle bit in the back of the hull as well, as you can see right there. 20 meter thickness, which is the turret ring, and right in front of the turret ring too, and the whole left, right, just everywhere around the whole circle commander's hatch is a 20 meter thickness as well. Then you have 25, which is the whole frontal shield of the hull, where the driver and the machine gunner sits, and also the lower graces. So I guess you could say that's the upper graces. So the upper graces, yeah, I think that was the which one was it right here? So the upper graces is 10 meters thickness, but the lower graces is 25. So actually, it's not really a weak point, is it? Well, this there, it kind of is. But yeah, fighting against something like this, you're going to need a little bit more extra penetration to get through, and this thing is just ridiculous. It's not because of how thick the armor is, it's just how the armor's sloped. Even the turret's pretty dangerous too. Even this thing sometimes can't penetrate itself unless you're shooting at the right spot with these standard rounds. But even then, it's pretty hard to penetrate. But I think that's going to be enough, guys, of the review of this tank in the garage. Let's take her out, let's see what she could do. I'll see you guys in the battlefield. See you there. So we're back, guys, on mines, and there's a few other things I'm going to tell you about. Well, this tank, the turn rotation is kind of a little bit slow. Well, not kind of, it is slow. So there's a lot you know about that. I mean, if you already have the tank, then you might know, but if these tanks do come back out, that is something that's going to lack the tank's rotation speed, so making it harder to hit your enemies. You have to really sit still more, but leaves you in a vulnerable spot, especially if you get spotted. As you see, the turret right there just turns pretty slowly. Okay, right there. Oh, I just got hit by a teammate. But otherwise, this tank is pretty fun to play. I mean, all tier 2s to me is pretty much fun to play. I don't have too much ramped about these tanks. I mean, the armor out there, down here at this tier, it's not really much of a big difference. But you're probably thinking, why am I going for the middle? Well, especially by myself almost. I figure taking the hill is more of a thing. If you take the hill, you could win the game. I do get spotted. I do spot 2 BTs. I try firing at that with a lock game, but just doesn't do anything. I hit that BT, which is actually a player. And oh, looks like somebody gets taken out on the enemy team. As you see, that medium thing is going straight. I hit this cruiser. This cruiser's not really paying attention to me, so I'm just paying him. I aim for his track so I could definitely track him, and boom, we'll take him out. I want to hit this BT because that's actually a player. It's more deadlier than a bot. Was going to aim at that guy, but I do get spotted. Of course, I'm spotted. I'm near a BT, and I realize there's a T60 coming. This first shot went into the ground. He hits me pretty hard. That shot just completely missed. And he hits me again. I actually put one good shot into him. He hits me again. Put another good shot into him. And okay, he takes me out. Alright. Well, there's actually 2 enemy players. There's actually humans. That is, I think there's 3 on the enemy team. There's the Panzer 38H, and there's the BT, and 2 others. But our team doesn't look like they're doing too very healthy. There's only 2 enemy tanks left. I don't really think my team's going to win. We only have one tank left, which, I mean, he's running into a medium tank. He has a light tank, and yeah, he gets killed by the Victor's Mark II, which pretty much explains how this game went. But you know, it is what it is. It's low tiers. You don't expect to win them all, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.